Good morning. Welcome to spelling. Today for spelling, we're talking about homophones. What are homophones? Homophones are words that sound the same. They're pronounced the same, but they are not the same and they don't have the same meaning. So they're spelt different, but they sound the same. So I bet you can see one that's not right here, right? The right, like not right, should be R-I-G-H-T, but this right is W-R-I-T-E, which is the kind of right like we do in class. Okay, so that is a homophone. A homophone is a word that sounds exactly the same when you pronounce it, but they are not spelt the same. And this week's spelling focuses a lot on homophones. So we're going to talk about homophones that are not your spelling words to give you some examples. And then at the end of the lesson, we will go over your spelling words that are homophones, okay? You do not need to take notes for this beginning section. You just need to listen along with me. And then at the end, you should take notes about your ones that are spelling words so that you know what the significance is because you will need it for your homework. You don't need to turn in your notes, but I do suggest that you note which words are which because you're going to need that all week long. And then in Moodle, it tells you which pages that you're going to do today that are due today and which 2 pages you're going to turn in by Thursday. Okay, you can work on it today, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. They're due on Thursday. Okay, so there's 2 pages listed in Moodle that are due today and 2 that are due on Thursday. Okay, so go ahead and check that out after the slideshow here. Let's talk about homophones. All right, these are just kind of silly ones to get you thinking about what a homophone really is. So here we have a cartoon, and in the cartoon it says, the steak is talking and he says, the stakes are high in this decision. And at the bottom it says, we had an interesting meeting today. So let's think about that. What does this word meat really mean? Well, this word meat means this kind of meat, right? Like hamburger meat or like a big juicy steak. It does not mean that we're going to get together around a board table and have a discussion. That kind of meeting is M-E-E-T. All right, so down here it should say we had an interesting M-E-E-T-I-N-G today. We had an interesting meeting today. But see how they sound the same, but they mean something different. Also with the word steak. There are 2 ways to spell steak, and this is the kind that means meat. So you have to be really careful. S-T-A-K-E is the kind that they should have put there. All right, let's go to the next one. What do we have here? It says, it's a book, and it says A Tall Tale by Mandy S.L.P. And then it has this dog with a really tall tail. Well, this kind of tail that they put here is a dog's tail. But the kind of tail that they're talking about in a storybook would be T-A-L-E, tail. They sound the same, but they mean something totally different. So you've got to be careful in English because there are so many homophones, over 200, I'm sure. All right, where they sound exactly the same, but they mean something different. Here's some more. Stranded at the bus stop. My car got towed. Well, this kind of toad is the animal, the like this. But toad, like the car got towed, is T-O-D-E, toad. Okay? They sound the same, but they are spelt different. All right. Flew, the bird flew all night. This kind of flu is when you are sick. Like the bird looks really sick here because it says the blue bird flew all night. Like influenza, right? That's that kind of flu. When a bird flies, we use the word flew, but we spell it F-L-E-W. But we say it the same. Both say flew, but they are not the same word. Okay, so when you're really sick, you have the flu, F-L-U, but the bird flew, F-L-E-W. Oh, please press the pause button. Do they mean a puppy paw? Well, that's what they wrote here. Paw, like an animal paw. Pause is P-A-U-S-E. Pause, P-A-U-S-E is what we would press on a remote control to stop the television or the music. This kind of pause is an animal paw, right? An animal foot. You gotta be careful in English. All right. Is that a boy or a girl? I think it is a male. Well, if it's male, like they wrote it, then it would be for the postage. But male, like a boy, is M-A-L-E. They both sound like male, but one is spelled M-A-I-L, the kind that you put in the mailbox, the kind that you send to your grandma, that's male. Or M-A-L-E would be a boy or a man. All right, hair salon. Nice hairdo. This kind of hair is the right kind of hair, like this. Okay, the kind that we have on our head, the kind that you get done at the salon. But this kind of hair, H-A-R-E, is a rabbit that like lives out in the country, like a wild rabbit. Hair. They both sound the same, but they mean different things. Okay, so as you can see, this week's spelling is going to be a little bit tricky because we have lots of homophones in our spelling words. All right, all of your pattern words this week are homophones. So the only way that you're going to know if you have the right word is to look and listen for the context of the word. Okay? You may not just hear the word, like when I read you your list, and automatically know which one to write. You have to listen to the whole sentence, and when you're doing your work today, you're going to have to read the whole sentence to figure out which word they're trying to get you to write in the blank, because they sound the same. Okay, but they have totally different meanings. So the context of what you're listening to, of how the word is being used, is key this week. All right, let's look at our pattern words. The first set of words, mist, mist. They sound the same. They mean something different. The first mist, this is what you should write down in your notes. This mist, M-I-S-T, is like a soft rain or when there's moisture in the air. That's mist. Maybe I'll spray you with a little squirt bottle and there'll be a mist. Okay? Again, you need to listen for the context or you won't know which one I want you to write down for your test, and you will be putting the wrong ones in your homework if you don't read carefully. Second mist, M-I-S-S-E-D. This is like when someone goes away and you're really sad about it. You missed them. Missed. All right, second set of words, sweet. Sweet. They sound the same. They mean totally different things. The first suite is like a fancy room at a hotel that might include like a kitchen and a living area. That is a suite. Okay. The second suite is like what you have after you eat all your food and your mom gives you a dessert. That is a sweet. It is full of sugar usually. Okay. A candy is a sweet. Also in slang in the United States, we say something is sweet when it's really cool. Okay. But that would be this kind of sweet, not the kind of sweet like a hotel room. All right, the next set of homophones, guest, guest. They sound the same, they mean totally different things. The first guest, G-U-E-S-T, is when someone is visiting you. They are your guest. I might say, class, please welcome today our guest speaker. And you would write this kind of guest. The second kind of guest, Guessed, is when you think you know the answer and you raise your hand and then you say something, but you're not totally sure. You have guessed at the answer, right? Guessed, guessed. They sound the same and they are spelt different and they have different meanings. All right. Next set, profit, profit. The first profit, Profit, is what you make when you sell something. Okay, so maybe I sold all my toys and I made a profit. Okay, it's the money that you make when you sell something. The second kind of profit is the profit that we talk about in Bible class. Okay, when someone tells about something that is yet to come or talks about God in the Bible, sometimes they are called a prophet. 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 Okay, totally different meanings, but they sound the same. Next word, horse. The first horse is the animal that you ride on, like JJ has, a horse. The second horse is when your throat hurts and you can't really talk, you've lost your voice, you are hoarse. Okay, when you can't really talk and it sounds like this, you are hoarse. And our last set of homophones for this week is presents. The first presents, Presents, are presents like gifts, like what you get at Christmas or at your birthday. And the last presence is like we talk about the presence of the Holy Spirit, something that kind of fills the space around you or that is near you, or maybe you feel their presence. Maybe I looked over my shoulder because I felt someone's presence in the room. Okay, that's presence. Okay, so realize that you cannot just listen to the word to know which one to use. You have to look at the context this week. Super important. And I do see a lot of you making mistakes in your writing using the wrong word, which makes sense because sometimes it's hard to remember which one's which, not just with these homophones, but with lots of homophones. And there are so many. So it's just something that you have to learn. It's not something that you can know without putting in some effort. Okay, so missed, sweet, guest, prophet, horse, presence. See, you can't tell which one I was reading off the list. I might have read missed or missed, sweet or sweet, guest or guest, prophet or prophet, horse or horse, presence or presence. It's impossible to know, so you have to know what the context is. All right, so go ahead, log into Moodle, see which pages you're doing today. We are on list 13, so be looking at list 13 all week long. Get really familiar with it. Know those words, and our test will be on Thursday. Talk to you later. Bye.